103 FM. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kasmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Renal units of Ogbodu and Cape Coast teaching hospitals shut for maintenance work, leaving kidney patients who came to access dialysis services stranded. Also this afternoon, Accra High Court to rule on admissibility of secret audio recording involving Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame and third accused in the ambulance trial, Richard Japa. We are live at the courts. Also coming up, hundreds of agitating NLA staff members expected to resume work today after a decision to suspend strike over poor conditions of service. We'll bring you situational reports. Plus, disciplinary committee of Ghana Football Association commences investigations into the fielding of unregistered players in RTU's 1-8 loss to Dreams FC on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's begin on the health front, because the renal units at both the Ogbodu Teaching Hospital and Cape Coast Teaching Hospital have shut down for maintenance works. Patients have been asked to look elsewhere for their dialysis services. Coincidentally, the renal unit at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital in the Central Region, like I just told you, has also shut down for the same reason. The situation has left several patients stranded. Thomas Khan is our Central Regional correspondent. He joins us live on the line. Thomas, a very disturbing situation there, but what more do we know about the shutdown of this unit at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital?
So this situation has become a very devastating one for patients. This situation occurred here at Cape Coast late afternoon on Monday, and patients were told to hold on, especially those who were going for their session on Tuesday with anticipation that the problem will be rectified. But unfortunately, as we speak now, the unit is still closed, and we gather that it's a technical challenge that the hospital authorities are trying to fix. So as we speak now, all the patients have to go elsewhere to seek dialysis service. One patient I spoke to told me she had to travel to Takrady, and others had to also go to Accra, and some also had to go to a private facility at Winneba to get the dialysis service.
Thomas, just tell me what this hold on means for the health of those who need this service urgently.
In fact, it's really disturbing because the dialysis is such that if you do not do it for the stipulated time or scheduled time, it means that the patient's life is put at risk. And I use myself as an example. Yesterday, I had to travel all the way to Winneba to have my session because the unit here has been shut down. Now I'm even thinking about when and where again I can go and have it, because going to Winneba cost me more on transportation and again the cost of dialysis because it's a private facility that is more expensive. So it is something that is really biting hard. That patients want authorities to immediately want government to intervene.
Just, Thomas, briefly before you go, can you tell us what authorities are saying as regards how long this will take before the problem is fixed?
Well, I tried to get authorities on this. They wouldn't comment, but only to tell me that they are really working around the clock to get this problem fixed, and they are hoping that as soon as possible, when it's fixed, they can open the place again for services. But as we speak now, the place remains closed.
Unfortunately, But thank you very much, Thomas Kant, for bringing us details of that unfortunate incident at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. Well, here in Accra, an 80-year-old kidney patient, Victor Somena, who was scheduled for his dialysis session this morning at the Ogbodu Teaching Renal Center, has been told to return home because the unit is equally closed for maintenance. This is a particularly challenging time for Victor, as his wife explains what he swells up easily and vomits constantly without dialysis.
Emergency be into my na maybe say what day almost emergency into my so ready na meanwhile no enye ahankwa na yeba ha yesa ko another session which is GU eko cheke oluma ne ho senior ne ho te enti yeba ye ko GU no na me say ye fa na ye nhwe se edenti na ye say mayemba no ti yeba du ha no na ye ka kire ye say omwanya some small problem which is the nyamana use na short into no musi mayemba no I'm so okay until ye triaso akọ baby anti aye buy
and to see no not just in the first dialysis na ke also ye wa ha no emba so
ne I just say a young 20 Monday na minim die say ye 20 kopim Monday die ye beba.
You heard the wife of an 80-year-old kidney patient, Victor Somena, explaining the difficulty associated with the Ogbodu Renal Center shutting down for maintenance. We'll bring you more on this developing story later, but we stay on health issues because this afternoon as well, the Minister for Health, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, is visiting the General Hospital site. You recall that the old health facility was demolished in July 2020 due to the dilapidated nature of the structures. President Akufo-Addo, in August of that year, cut the sword for the construction of the General Hospital redevelopment project to start. The 164-bed facility has a projected completion period of 30 months, with a portion slated to be open in 2024. That's this year. Sarah Pinko is with our health desk. She joins us live on the line. Sarah, just tell us more about the purpose for this visit.
Beatrice rightly said, the minister is here with some officials from the health ministry, as well as officials from the office of the MP for the area, Ladade Kotopon, as well as the regional and municipal health directors. They are here for working visits to ascertain the level of progress done on the redevelopment, General Hospital redevelopment project, like you said. And the minister has been interacting with the site managers, and they've been telling him the progress of work done. He has also gone around to inspect the work being done. He actually made some recommendations that he would prefer the work day and night so that the work could move faster. But he was also informed that the work is already being done 24 hours. So they are hoping that they will work within the stipulated 28 months expected for the project to be completed. You know, initially, government had said the OPD level would be completed within 8 months or 12 months before the general elections. But the site manager is unable to confirm that. He says they are working within the 28 months stipulated. So we are hoping that by then the project will be completed fully. Indeed, the minister has also been commenting on some of the key issues that have been making news in his sector, which regards the donor-funded commodities stuck at the Tema port. The Global Fund commodities, which has the HIV, TB, and malaria essentials. And he says he's assuring the people of the general public that these commodities will be cleared within 2 weeks. He's assuring that if it is not cleared, he would find himself sleeping at the port to ensure it is cleared within 2 weeks.
Sarah, we'll hear that voice very quickly, but are you able to tell us, I mean, this General Hospital project, you've been following it yourself. Are you able to describe to us that level of progress, for which reason the minister is there, and whether or not the OPD opening this year is even possible?
Well, Beatrice, as you know, I am not an architect, so I won't be able to say if indeed they are working within the time frame or not. But here you can see that the staff accommodation is actually on the 4th floor. We are told it's on the 4th floor. It's moving very fast. But the main hospital project currently is still at the foundation level. We see the pillars being mounted, and then we also understand it's at the substructure. I'm sure those who are technical with these things will understand what is meant by substructure stage of the project. So currently this is what is happening at the La General Hospital Redevelopment Project site.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Sarah Pinko, for bringing us the latest. Let's listen to the health minister, who is also talking about the drugs that have been stuck at the Tema port.
Broke down long time ago. And so, long story short, the building was brought down. I was part of Parliament, the selling Parliament, which looked at a loan facility to build this hospital. But not only this facility, a lot of loan agreements were hit by the pandemic. Most banks who said I was going to give you money later wrote to the state that look, because of the global order, we don't have the support to come in. And so La General, just like other projects, suffered some issues. And that is why for some time the plan that the government had went off-road. And as individuals, sometimes we put plans on paper, something happens and you have to go back to the drawing board. So after a lot of concerns and efforts, and I must say that there's been some activism, significant activism also from the community. Government said, look, instead of waiting for our creditors to say that it is now time to release the money, government decided to find money from its own resources to pay for the La General Hospital. In fact, La General was supposed to go on with Shama Hospital and another facility. I think it was a package of 3 or so. But because of the peculiar circumstances of La General, government has prioritized that and made sure that it will fund it itself.
Health Minister Bernard Okotboy. Earlier you heard our health correspondent Sarah Pinko bringing us latest from that area. We stay within the La community and homes of some residents there. Teshi, Nungwa, among other communities, have been flooded following this morning's rains. Joseph Armstrong is within the Lejokuku municipality. He joins us live on the line. Joseph, what can you tell us?
So, Beatrice, currently we are still here at the Lejokuku municipality, precisely a place we call Demu, where you could see people are beginning to bring out their mattresses, some of their properties like TV sets, radio sets, and other things that have been flooded. And this, we are told, is due to the rain that fell this dawn. We are currently hearing the regional minister is touring the community to see what the challenge is. We spoke with some community members who were saying that this is due to the Beshi Lagoon being silted, heavily silted, and also there's a bridge that they recently constructed along the demo area where I'm standing right now. We are told that bridge is also too small to contain the volume of water coming from upstream. So anytime it rains, it floods the homes of these people. And some of these people living here, many of them happens to be officers. I went to some of the rooms where you could see the uniforms of soldiers just floating on top of the water and all those kind of. So they are saying that if this flooding issue will be resolved, they have to expand the bridge at Demo where I'm standing, and also they have to go to the extent of desilting the Beshi Lagoon that happens to receive the volume of water that comes from upstream. Beatrice.
And if you're watching us or listening to us on radio, we are showing you footages from the community where Armstrong is. Armstrong, I heard you talk about the regional minister being there. What about NADMO, and really what kind of assurances they are giving people within this community?
So, Beatrice, we've not seen the NADMO people on location. Rather, we've seen some few assemblymen from the various assembly areas who are moving around to see the extent of damage in the community, but we are yet to cite any NADMO official around. I'm sure they may be with the regional minister who is, we are told, is around Teshi. We are Demo, also within Teshi, but from where we are to where he is, the traffic situation is terrible also because of the flood. Most of the vehicles or most of the people did not leave home early. They are now trying to get to work. So the traffic situation on the main Teshi Accra Road is terrible. We are trying to see how we can get to where the regional minister is and get his thoughts on all that is happening, and whether or not they have any plans to desilt the patient lagoon that the residents are blaming for being the cause of this flood.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Joseph Armstrong, for bringing us updates on the flooding within La Teshi Nungwa and its environs. You're still here on the Midday News on 3FM. When we come back, we'll tell you whether or not the Accra High Court will decide today to admit an audio recording involving the Attorney General and businessman Richard Jakpa as evidence in the ongoing ambulance trial. Don't go away.
Now is an opportune moment for investors to consider the remarkable investment opportunity presented by the Floria Residence, the pinnacle of luxury living in Cantonment. Offering a range of options from executive studios to lavish penthouses, including 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom apartments. Amenities and services includes round-the-clock security services, dedicated play areas, a bustling commercial zone, state-of-the-art fitness facilities and gym, a well-appointed conference room, an elegant rooftop sky bar, and a breathtaking rooftop infinity swimming pool. Additionally, residents benefit from the convenience of a secured 3-floor underground car park, while those residing in the ocean view penthouses enjoy unparalleled vistas. We are located opposite the Laboni Palace Mall, Accra. Contact us on 0595 700008.
You're still here on the Midday News on 3FM. Thank you for staying. Now, over 30 students of Ejumako Francis Technical and Vocational Institute in the Ejumako Nyan Isiam district of the Central Region have been hospitalized after allegedly consuming contaminated food. Information indicates that the students started complaining of stomach upset after consuming wache and stew for lunch at the school on Tuesday. Some began vomiting while others laid helplessly in their dormitories. The attention of school authorities was drawn to the issue, forcing some teachers to rush the affected students to the Ejumako Bar and Salvation Army Polyclinic for treatment. Some concerned parents, we understand, after hearing the news, stormed the hospital and the school to ascertain the condition of their children. Meanwhile, health officials are conducting preliminary investigations to verify the root cause of the diarrhea and stomach pains. Daniel Ajiakpo is the physician assistant at the polyclinic.
Students from Francis Senior High School started trooping in our facility over the night with the complaints of diarrhea and vomiting. As of now, most of them, and even all of them, have been stabilized, but we don't know the root cause, so we are now undergoing some lab investigations to know what is really the cause of whatever they are presenting with. Over the night, I can say about 20 and even more, and they are still coming this morning, so there will be over 20 students. We are now doing the labs because they came over the night. So it's this morning that we've taken the samples to the lab. So we are now waiting for the lab results. So we cannot conclude on the cause of whatever they presented with. I can't tell because I'm not at the school with them. I'm dealing with the conditions they presented with, their symptoms. And we can't diagnose, or we can't jump into conclusion without proper investigations. So I cannot conclude on the cause now. All we can is we are undergoing investigations. So overnight, as I said earlier, they started coming, not much. Few of them came during the day, which is normal. They usually come when they resume.
And you had the physician assistant at the Salvation Army Polyclinic, Daniel Ajakpo. Is the polyclinic where we understand over 30 students of Ejumako Francis Technical and Vocational Institute in Central Region have been sent to following a suspected food poisoning incident. Now, hundreds of agitating national identification staff members are expected at their decks from today. This is because they have decided to suspend their indefinite strike following a meeting with the National Labour Commission, the Minister for National Security and senior management at the NRA over their concerns. It also followed an initial order from the NLC for the staff to call off their strike. The NIA workers embarked on an industrial action from Monday, June 10, over what they described as poor working conditions and the government's delay in concluding negotiations on their allowances. Let's start from the Ashanti region, where Ibrahim Abubakar joins us live on the line with some details. Ibrahim, I'm wondering where you were and what you can see. Can you tell us?
Well, Beatrice, I'm currently at the regional office of the NIA, and all the staff are in and they are attending to applicants. In fact, in the morning, because most applicants were not aware of the suspension of the strike, the place was quite empty. But this afternoon, more and more people keep coming here. Some have been fortunate to get their Ghana card. Others are also here to begin with the process of replacing their card, because some have deadlines to meet. Others are saying by Monday, if they do not get it, they are likely to miss the opportunity for some business deals that they are doing. Others also have to apply it for their passport and other important stuff. So the applicants are excited they are back, because they were wondering when they will come so that they will be able to attend to them. At Asqua, for instance, since morning till midday, as I checked, only two applicants had come, because most of them are not aware that the strike has been suspended.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Abubakar, reporting live from the Ashanti region. Christian Yale is in Accra. He joins us live as well. Christian, where have you been to? What can you tell us?
All right, Beatrice. So I'm currently at the National Identification Authority head office in Accra, where I can confirm that the staff here have also resumed work and are currently attending to applicants. When you come here, you see a number of applicants here, some who are here to renew their cards, others who are also coming for new cards as well. And so it is work in progress right now, but they still insist that tomorrow management and the government, as a matter of fact, should be able to grant their institution allowances. Otherwise, they may not hesitate to resume the strike action. And so as it stands right now, people are here and they are being attended to get it.
Thank you very much, Christian Yale, reporting live from the NIA offices in Accra. The Accra High Court hearing the ambulance purchase case will this afternoon decide whether or not to admit an audio recording involving the Attorney General and businessman Richard Japa as evidence in the ongoing trial. The audio recording, previously admitted and pivotal in the trial judge's decision regarding a mistrial on June 6, 2024, is now being tendered in again by defense lawyers. They argue that it forms a crucial basis for the charges of causing financial loss to the state against the majority leader. I'm sure you're aware that the Attorney General has already objected to this move, challenging the foundation and relevance of the recording. Hopefully, when we do get our court correspondent, we'll bring you the latest as regards what's happening within the High Court. Now, rage and seething anger. That's been the reaction of fans of Rio Tamale United following a report of alleged impersonation of the team's players in the ongoing Ghana Premier League. Reports suggest that management of the club fielded new set of players in a crucial relegation game against Dreams FC yesterday in a not-so-usual 8-1 result for the Daewoo-based team. Now, the result means Dreams avoid relegation, while RTU are already condemned for relegation. The Ghana Football Association has meanwhile charged the team for impersonation, with investigations to commence into the development. Shortly, we'll take you to Tamale for reactions. But first, let's bring you some disappointed fans who spoke with us earlier.
I feel very down. I feel very disappointed. I feel very embarrassed. I feel very insulted that this particular team, which was already heading into the ditch, has sunk so low to an extent of using a particular team players, which is believed to be Division 2 players, to impersonate their officially registered players. It is a criminal conduct, and the law must take its course, like I indicated. It's very, very embarrassing.
Some disappointed fans there. Let's cross over to Christopher Marcon, who is a man flowing this story for us to get some more reactions. Chris, if you're on the line with us, what can you tell us? All right, we'll connect to our correspondent Christopher Marcon, who is following this very story for us. Hello, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Excellent. We can hear you now. What can you tell us beyond what we just listened to from the disappointed fans?
Yes, so exactly what the fans are saying is that they are very, very disappointed with the management of the team and the players for what happened yesterday, because for them, the management ought to have known better that even though, according to GFA, you are supposed to have a junior team, and so when they went to Dawu yesterday, using the JC numbers of the players for the junior team was wrong, and that management ought to have known better and not to have done that, but to fill the junior team players with different JC numbers, and that is why the argument of impersonation has come in, and they believe that management has caused this upon themselves and for the players. Their argument is that not all the players are owed 5 months. Some of them are owed a month, and for that matter, going that extent of not going to Dawu to play the game is an embarrassment on the team, and that once the team is going to be sanctioned by GFA, they pray that GFA should not give a whooping number of years for them to stay out of football. If that happens, then RTU would have been dead forever.
Thank you very much, Christopher Marcon, our Northern Region correspondent. Jerome Otre is a sport analyst. He joins us live on the phone. Jerome, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, and thank you too.
How could this be possible?
Well, it is possible because we don't seem to be a people who take the integrity of the game seriously. These things happen, because no one checks anything. If you can have 18 or so players put on a bus all the way from Tamale to Deu to play a game when they know they are not those required to play the game, then you know that there are issues of integrity with our game which ought to be looked at. And my assumption is that these issues have not been looked at the way they should be. And so you have these things happening.
They have not been looked at the way they should. How do you mean by that? Because the idea is that at least somebody should be able to identify that the individuals in the jerseys are not the players that we know would normally be on the pitch.
Yes, but that somebody doesn't care. You know, I have said that our league is going to have the kind of problems we are seeing if we do not take serious interest in the integrity of the people who are running our football clubs. Because a lot of these people don't care. They think they can do anything and get away with it. And so they will do the kind of things that happened yesterday. Again, we have to look at people who are committed to obeying or living by the rules of the game. A lot of the guys in the game really think that, if he does this or he goes in to do this, he will be fined some 2,000 cedis, which is payable anyway. So why not do it and just pay a fine?
Do you suspect
These
there could have been
of people you need in the game?
Do you suspect there could have been some collaborations to ensure this thing went through?
I suspect some form of complicity. Otherwise, I don't see how RTU didn't think that they can just forfeit the match and get some fine, but rather put players on a bus and come all the way to this point to cause this embarrassment to the reputation of the game.
Jeremy, you're hearing that this is happening for the first time in Ghana. Moving forward, what mechanisms should be put in place to improve our situation to avert a repetition of this?
Beatrice, we have to look at the governance structures of our game. I do not think they are strong enough. I think there's too much conflict of interest. The people who are running our football clubs are the same people running the FA. When you have an arrangement like that, you are not going to have people take decisions that will serve the interest of the game. Decisions they will take will rather serve the clubs that they are running.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah. He's a sports analyst. Breaking news coming in, and the Accra High Court has admitted the AG Richard Japa leaked audio into evidence. Breaking news coming in, the Accra High Court has admitted the AG Richard Japa leaked audio into evidence into this ambulance trial case. We look forward to seeing what will happen in this case and really how the case will turn out in the coming hours and days. And that's how we end the news here on 3FM. My name is Beatrice Adu. Thank you very much for joining us. Log on to 3news.com for more news. Have a good afternoon.
Vendors, parents, guardians, expectant mothers and fathers. The 3FM Baby Fair is back. 3FM 92.7 presents the 3FM Baby Fair 2024. Your one-stop shop for all childcare products, clothes, toys and child development products for 3 exciting days on Friday the 14th, Saturday the 15th and Sunday the 16th of June 2024 at the Marina Mall Airport City, Accra. Are you a vendor or dealer in children products or services, children educational materials or anything related to children of all ages? Then you need to be at the 92.7 3FM Baby Fair. To be a part of the fair and exhibit your product and services, please call 0531 100 927 and 0532 200 927 right now.
Hello there, good afternoon. It's time now for Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. Coming up, World Bank approves $10 million grant for Ghana Energy Sector Recovery Program for results. We'll bring you details of that. And the government rules out plans to introduce new taxes in mid-year budget. We'll hear from a Deputy Finance Minister. I'm Michael Ogbodu. I'll bring you details of our top stories and more shortly. Please stay. Well, thank you for staying straight into our top story. The World Bank has approved a $250 million credit from the International Development Association, IDA, and a $10 million grant from the Energy Sector Management Assistance Program for a 4-year Ghana Energy Sector Recovery Program for results. From known as the P4R, the program seeks to support Ghana's energy sector recovery program to improve the financial viability of electricity distribution and increase access to clean cooking solutions.
Women's participation in the labor force is important in most economies, and I think there's more that can.
We'll bring you that insight in our subsequent bulletins. But away from that, Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Alex Mpabing has assured that the forthcoming mid-year budget will not introduce new taxes. This comes on the back of concerns from business owners on the need for tax reductions to alleviate financial strain. Dr. Mpabing said the government instead will focus on alternative strategies to bolster revenue streams.
From my background where I sit, you have to discount this and think because of election. And by the way, appointment on its own will not make you win a seat. You get it? You have to design still your strategies and your. But otherwise, why would the previous government lose their seat? The people were in positions. People were ministers. People were CEOs, and they lost their seat. I think the president saw something. And I'm very happy to be given the opportunity to be part of this government.
We wish you well.
And I can assure you that revenue is going to increase by not taxing more, but by efficiency.
So that was Dr. Alex Mpabing. Meanwhile, he has been commenting on the issue of road tolls in the country. According to him, they must be brought back, but however, introduced under an automated system. Let's listen to Dr. Alex Mpabing now.
I think we need to modify one from the old road tax. So if you don't want to go by that way, we can still keep our road tolls, but then we automate it.
Automate it.
Because most of the revenue shortfalls, I believe, was coming from how it was being collected. But if it's automated, so you drive to the checkpoint and then the system scans your car and then open for you. So people can preload. They can preload the credit onto them, which Kenya has a very good one. So you go there, most of the Kenyan roads are not really manned. But the car gets there and it's automated and it opens and it shows how much have you paid and how much is in your balance. So if
Now, commenting on the likely impact of this proposition on jobs, this is what the Deputy Finance Minister had to say.
And that comes to issue of making choices that are sustainable. By the road toll, how many people or how many disabled people were we able to employ by that format? But then you were the one that looking at the billions you were getting. How much of that money could be put into other opportunities to support more disabled people, even far more than what you are getting? Because just a handful of people were employed by the road tolls. How many road tolls did we have here? And how many people who were disabled were employed? But if you're able to generate enough revenue, this is the direction to go, and this is, I believe, where you'll be able to support even more people, far more than what the current or the previous was. I think digitizing, if you have to bring it back, then it's an issue of digitizing, modernizing it, and in a way that, one, it improves efficiency, and the amount paid is reasonable, and the amount, the taxes generated is put in a way that we can easily account for it. If people can see the benefit of the tax payment, there'll be less resistance.
Wonderful.
That was the Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Alex Mpabing, speaking there. Away from that, in a bid to curb budget overruns and reinforce fiscal discipline, the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, has called for the establishment of a fiscal committee and the implementation of stringent fiscal rules. The IEA believes that these measures are crucial in preventing the frequent recourse to the International Monetary Fund for bailouts. The IEA's call comes in response to ongoing concerns about fiscal mismanagement and the repeated need for external financial assistance, which the Institute argues undermines growth and development. Dr. John Kwache is a Director of Research at the IEA.
While the Fiscal Responsibility Act deficit ceiling may be regarded as the Minister's response to Public Financial Management Act requirement to introduce a policy rule, the ceiling operated for just 2 years, in fact, between 2018 and then 2019. In 2020, the minister suspended, the ceiling, citing COVID-19 to invoke the escape clause mechanism in the act. Now, the suspension of the rule culminated in a deficit of over 15% in 2020. When the limit is just 5%.
That was Dr. John Kwache. He is the Director of Research at the Institute of Economic Affairs. Now, Vice President of World Data Lab, Dr. Reshma Shoraj, has highlighted the importance of women participation in the labor force. According to her, there's the need to incentivize them to improve their contributions to socio-economic development. She was addressing the media at the launch of the Africa Youth Employment Clock in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation.
Women's participation in the labor force is important in most economies, and I think there's more that can actually be done to improve women's labor force participation and get them into real employment in Ghana, because I think the economic benefits of women contributing would be enormous as well. I think there could be incentives, particularly around women's roles traditionally in the household, around household tasks in terms of their productive years and the like, makes it difficult to balance the both responsibilities. So if there are incentives to ensure that there's childcare support and all of those sorts of things, I think that makes a difference in terms of ensuring women can meaningfully engage in the workforce as well.
So that was Dr. Reshma Shoraj. She's the Vice President of World Data Lab, bringing an end to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please check out our website. It's 3news.com/business. I'm Michael Ogbodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe.